Iraq's banking system is rife with corruption. This has severely tarnished its reputation and eroded public trust. Many banks operate with a lack of transparency. They engage in shady practices that benefit a select few at the expense of the Iraqi people. This culture of corruption has real consequences. It discourages foreign investment and hinders economic growth. The lack of accountability allows financial crimes to flourish. This further weakens the already fragile Iraqi economy. The international community has taken notice. Several Iraqi banks have faced sanctions and restrictions due to their involvement in illicit activities. This situation demands urgent attention and comprehensive reforms to restore integrity to Iraq's financial sector. A sophisticated dollar smuggling operation has been uncovered within Iraqi banks. This scheme involves illegally transferring large sums of US dollars to neighboring countries, primarily Iran. Electronic cards play a key role in this operation. Individuals obtain these cards from specific Iraqi banks. They then travel to Dubai, a financial hub with lax regulations, to withdraw the US dollars. The money is then smuggled into Iran, bypassing international sanctions. This scheme thrives on the complicity of corrupt bank officials who facilitate the issuance of these cards and the illegal transfer of funds. The scale of this operation has drained Iraq of billions of dollars, crippling its economy. The Central Bank of Iraq plays a pivotal role in this dollar smuggling scheme. Critics argue that the CBI has failed to implement adequate oversight and regulations to prevent these illicit financial flows. Some even allege the involvement of high-ranking officials within the CBI. Adding another layer of complexity, the CBI has agreements with foreign banks, including those in Jordan and Qatar. These agreements allow for easier transfer of funds between these countries and Iraq. However, these agreements are often exploited for money laundering and capital flight. The lack of transparency surrounding these agreements raises serious concerns about potential conflicts of interest and the misuse of public funds. This situation demands a thorough investigation and greater accountability from the CBI. A glaring discrepancy exists between the official dollar export figures and the actual volume of imports entering Iraq. Official records show massive amounts of US dollars leaving Iraq for imports. However, the quantity of goods arriving in the country doesn't match these figures. This discrepancy points to a large-scale fraud. Companies are over-invoicing their imports to obtain more US dollars from the Central Bank of Iraq. These dollars are then smuggled out of the country instead of being used for legitimate business transactions. This manipulation of trade data is a common tactic in money laundering schemes. It allows criminals to move illicit funds across borders under the guise of legitimate trade. This practice has a devastating impact on Iraq's economy. The consequences of this rampant corruption and dollar smuggling are devastating for ordinary Iraqi citizens. The Iraqi dinar has plummeted in value, leading to hyperinflation and a sharp decline in purchasing power. Essential goods and services are becoming increasingly unaffordable for ordinary Iraqis. The situation has fueled poverty, unemployment, and social unrest. Iraq's international reputation has suffered. The country is now seen as a high-risk investment destination. This discourages foreign investment and hinders economic recovery. The dollar smuggling scandal plaguing Iraqi banks is a symptom of a deeper governance crisis. It highlights the urgent need for transparency, accountability, and comprehensive reforms within Iraq's financial sector. The international community must pressure the Iraqi government to take concrete steps to combat corruption. This includes strengthening the judiciary, tackling money laundering, and promoting financial transparency. Failure to act will have dire consequences for Iraq's future. It will perpetuate instability, poverty, and erode public trust.